On the day of the car accident, my wife was celebrating her first love's birthday. I did on the street waiting for rescue holding my sick child. When I painted my eyes again, I had returned to my high school days. A poor and lovely girl in the backseat blossomed and asked me if I wanted to be her boyfriend. No such disgusting things don't ever let me hear it here again. The students at second high school were all talking about it. Улице seemed he'd voted for someone else. During morning reading, he didn't bring milk for Alicia, nor did he do her chores during the break. Even when Alicia had tasted mahachi, he didn't skip class to buy her warm baby and make rosy sugar water as usual. He's been chasing her for almost a year and is just giving up like that. Maybe trying it and waiting for Alicia to coax him. I think he's moved on. I heard the school beauty from third high's house chasing him with a bank. Alicia angrily slammed her English book on the desk. It's morning reading time now. If you want to gossip, do it outside. As soon as she finished speaking, I happened to walk to the door. The class fell silent. Dozens of eyes stared at me. Ignoring terror, I walked to my seat, pulled out the chair and sat down. When I painted my backpack, there were 2 glass bottles of milk inside. I guess the made at home habitually heated 2 glasses of milk and forgot that I only needed to bring one from now on. Alice just made Lisa pocket her arm and whispered, Aloch is trying to make up with you. I told you he'd so hold out for long. Alice's eyes flickered, but in her sight I gave the milk to my desk mate. Here for you. Martin looked shocked and uncertain. For me, I nodded. Then I opened my Chinese textbook and started reading silently. Martin leaned over careers. GWHY did you start studying? Without looking up, I said, I want to get into class A next semester. I got into second high with the Setsontic Hiskauer in the city, but to be in the same class as Alicia, I deliberately left many queries unanswered during the first monthly exam and moved from class A to class A as I wished. But now I had no reason to stay in this class anymore. Thinking about how the girl behind me had once become my wife 9 years later, but he put sleeping pills in our hungry child bottle to roast to her first, looking as to have a car accident on a night on the way to the hospital. I can't forgive her, so let's end this elevated relationship. Early at noon, Martin and I went to the cafeteria. After that, he served me the ribs I wanted. He smiled and asked, What are you getting for lunch? Today we have your favorite squeal fish. I paused, thinking back to my enthusiastic and bold pursuit of leisure in high school. Filling her desk with love letters, I wrote. Confessant lowered to her on the floor, things to the speech as a principal's warning. Even the cafeteria chef knew her favorite dishes. Everyone knew I liked relish. It was almost as if it bashed my head against a wall and never looked back. Now thinking about it was all a joke. I shook my head. I'm not getting her food anymore. Paused and did. I won't be getting it for her and the food to eat. The chef's hint, which was about to serve as a squeal fish, paused. I pulled Martin and turned to leave. Unexpectedly, I met Alicia at the end of the line. Our eyes met and she looked stunned. I quickly looked through and left to eat or turning back. Martin whispered, Hello, what's wrong with you, WJ? Did you suddenly stop paying attention to Alicia? I sat at the table making the rib soup with white rice. Nothing I just think it was pretty pointless before. After I stopped centering my life around Alicia, I realized how much free time I actually had. Playing basketball with my buddies arm wrestling. Taking out the old test papers and practice books I had thrown into my desk and finishing term beat by beat. A high school life without constant worry turned out to be so youthful and wonderful. Several days passed like this, and our shy's dance competition arrived there. The homeroom teacher told us to go to the playground to cheer for our classmates. I remembered in my past life, I had bought all the flowers from the flower shops near the school to cheer for the dance club Alicia was in. I even arranged the petals on the ground to spell out, dancers with no boundaries chase your dreams. Even though the towns on the flower branches pierced my palms leaving tear and bleeding, I still felt that it was worth it. In the end, Alice's dance team won the competition with a high score. Missed all their pillows and congratulations her assured her teammates and the honor, but not me. So this time I used the excuse of feeling unwell to ask the teacher for leave and stayed in the classroom alone to memorize the English words. Such foolish and ridiculous things I don't think I will ever do them again in this life. Martin came back halfway through and said to me, Today Alicia was completely out your game while this and her eyes kept looking at the audience as if searching for someone. After seeing that, he looked at me again. Brother, Jakuchi be looking for you. No. I finished writing a line of English words and calmly done it. At this time, Alicia practically hit the words, Dislikalo, written all over her voice. Me not going could make her happy. Martin continued to ramble on about the dance competition. I wasn't in the mood to listen but didn't want to interrupt him, so I said the excuse of going to fetch Hatu out. Who knew as soon as I stepped out of the classroom, I saw a few people walking quickly towards me. I was just about to step aside when Lisa, super tinklish, showered teeth at me. Alors don't you have a pain relief spray, hurry up and get it for licious here. I did prepare a small medicine box because relish like to dance. It contained many imported medicines that soon be bought on the market, very effective for injuries. But in my previous life she won the competition, so WJ she shared this time. Alors WJ just standing there, Lisa said anxiously. I came to my senses, glanced at its sworn, and Crow answered indifferently. It's expired, I threw it here. After seeing this, I took my water cup to the water room, not even spring a glance. What am I thinking for injury? What does it have to do with me? The pain I suffered in my previous life was far greater than hers. What reason do I have to feel sorry for behind Melissa gespet, and I felt a piercing gaze on my back as it trying to bore a hole through me. Due to your foot injury, she took a leave of absence, and I'm touching in school for 2 days. When my mother heard about this, she hid the mate make some bambroth and insisted I deliver a tutor to help her recover. Because our families were close friends, and he grown up under my mother's watch, she won't be at easier unless I personally visited and expressed my concern. Despite my repeated protests, I soon resisted my mother's persistent demands. She even instructed the driver to ensure I was delivered right to Alice's doorstep to prevent me from her escaping. Halfway, reluctantly, I took the chicken soup to Alice's house. It was late afternoon, and the leaves of the sycamore trees rustled in the wind. I wrapped them white in jacket tighter as I got out of the car and saw a white Trieste house. The last rays of the setting sun cast an irritating orange hue over it. It was all too familiar. As a child I often visited her home, and we even lived at together there for nearly 2 years. Every corner of this place was filled with our memories, her despondent over a breakup and me committing her despite my own heartbreak, her promising to be good to me for life and me naively believing her. And my heart felt like it was being torn apart. The pain made me tremble all over. After a while I calmed down a penny the thermos, and the delicious aroma of bambroth wafted out. I put it on the ground and fed it to a stray dog. Such good stuff she didn't deserve it. After the dog finished the broth, I prepared to leave. Just as I turned round, someone called my name. The voice was childish yet familiar, and I didn't even bother to turn round. Relish quickly approached me, hobbling on her crutches and nearly falling in front of me, so that it her foul attentions became with a hint of grievance. Allo, what the hell is wrong with you? I swallowed the lump in my throat. The girl in front of me, poor and beautiful, was once my favorite. I curled my lips into a cold indifferent smile. I don't understand what you're saying. Then I continued walking forward. She quickly blocked my way again, her chest heaving and her lips pale. It was clear that those footsteps were painful and difficult for her. Why are you ignoring me? Alice's face filled with confusion as she wanted to read something from my face, but she couldn't understand. She pointed to the food container on the ground. That bambroth was for me. Did you feed it to a dog? You said to insist on coming to my house even when I didn't let you. Today you didn't come up. You've been injured 4 days and you haven't shown any concern. What exactly? Isn't this better? I interrupted her coldly. You find me annoying anyway. Relish was momentarily stunned and did after a while. Yes, I don't like you clinging to me. I feel happy when you're far away from me. After seeing this, she stared at me and pulled out a mocking smile. Although you'd better not be playing some trick to get my attention. You know I hate that. A trick, it's not surprising Relish would think that. In my past life, I indeed did many childish and ridiculous things to get her attention. Although I eventually made her my wife, I never won her heart and ended up dying miserably on the street. So in this life, I won't waste any more time or feelings on her. You are very estimate yourself. I don't have time to play games with you. I pulled my lips into a cold, emotional smile. The bambroth was something my mother insisted the driver and I bring. You know how my mother is. Just pretend you drank it and don't give me any trouble. Alice's eyes were filled with disbelief. You think of me as a dog, I shrugged. If that's what you think, I shan't help it. After seeing this, I didn't give her a chance to argue and to walk through. Seeing her in class every day was hard enough. Now I just wanted to disappear. I had only taken a few steps when the thermos flew through the air, crashing to the ground with a loud bang. 10 Alice's for years. Voice rang out. I don't need you stupid subs in the incident with the superleisure and I unspoken. I stopped involving myself in anything related to her, no longer clinging to her to gain favor. Instead, I focused entirely on my studies, aiming to return to class A as soon as possible. Once I'm back in class A, I won't have to see her every day. In 2 years during the college entrance exams I on stay in the same city as for watching for break up and get back together with your first love experiencing constant emotional turmoil. I will escape as far as possible, hoping never to cross paths with her again in this lifetime. However, the high school curriculum was quite challenging for me now. So I asked my mom to find a tutor for me. Among many candidates I chose Safir, who was in the same grade and school but from class A. She was the top student who had beaten me in the high school entrance exam and was known as a super scholar. Our first conversation was very brief. I said, I want to improve my grades as quickly as possible and return to class A. She said, leave IT to me. I started getting closer to Safir. Whenever I encountered difficult problems, I would save her up and go to class A to ask for during breaks. I even studied with her at a nearby fast food restaurant after school. Gradually new rumors started circulating in second high. People said that I, the legendary simp, had switched targets and was now harassing the beautiful scholar under the guise of studying. This caused dissatisfaction among Sofia's fanboys, and one day after school they blocked me behind the teaching building. I love stay away from Safir, a bottom feeder from class F like you has no right to be around her. The boy whose paquet hit a boss caught a strong boot and you'll develop muscles. He was apparently a shot-put athlete from class C. The 3 boys behind him, tall not as tall as looked fierce. They quickly formed a circle trapping me in the middle. I calmly said, Safir is my tutor. I pay her and she provides a service. I'm not taking advantage of her at all. The Bush-2 boy sneered. Tutor has just an excuse for you to get close to Safir and that you're shameless. You said all sorts of tricks to chase her, and now that you can get her, you're battering Safir. As a guy, I'm embarrassed for you. Yeah, you're already disgusting. She never liked someone like you who's addicted to chasing girls and isn't study. Safir is a good student. If your grades drop because of you affecting your future college prospects, can you take responsibility? I felt a bit speechless. Yes, I admit I used to be a bit of a lovesick fool, but even in my ways and I'm focusing on my studies now. How could Safir to ring me because there am so displeasure besides him paying for the service? And now of talking. The Bush-2 boy lost his patience, took a step forward, and bumped his chest against mine. If we don't teach you a lesson, you won't realize you are mistaken with that. The other boys rolled up their sleeves ready to act. What are you doing? At that moment Safir arrived, grabbed my wrist and pulled me to her side. She was small with a cool bomb but stood straight with an air of unreasonable authority. The boys immediately dropped their first looks when they saw her, even showing some innocent charm. They changed their expressions with 10 a situation opera vase chines. Safir dan be, full biwaya loch, is just a playboy. His own getlish so now is after you. You're doing this for your own good. If this loser from class ever affects your studies, what will you do? He just wants that you unlike us who genuinely care about you. Sure, they call me a playboy while trying to butter her up. Safir caught her mouth sharply. Aloch is my employer, her loud voice even surprised me. She stood in front of me, announcing boldly, I rely on him for my livelihood. Anyone who cuts over my source of income will raise my red, a midly acting to oath. With that she pulled me really quickly under their astonished gauges. Once out of the school she inspected me closely, turning my arms this way and that. Did you get hurt? I shook my head. She sighed in relief. Good. I handle those guys. They won't bother you again. You won't stop letting me tutor you because of this, will you? I just say no one can teach you better than I can. Seeing my silence, she got a bit anxious. I take care of your classroom duties. I'll fetch hot water for you until you graduate. From now on, you're under my protection. She looked up at me, her eyes bright as grapes, and a sweetly she sent wafting from her. A careless, I'd soon help but smile. Such a small girl, where did she get the courage to stand in front of a nearly 6-foot guy like me to protect me? So I did. Actually, Safir had a great way of explaining things. Changing tutor suddenly would be inconvenient. She relaxed. From now on, I come to you a class later and talk about me. The next day, during the long break, as we had arranged the previous day, Safir came to my class. Students from class A who were always proud and alluded to their excellent grades were really interested with those from class F. Her arrival immediately caused a stir in the class. Under the watch of so dozens of students, Safir calmly walked over to me, naturally took the pen from my eye. He glanced at the math problem I saw himself and quickly wrote out the solution on a scrap paper. I gave her a home soup in admiration. A top student is indeed a top student behind Melissa Najda Alice's arm and whispered, "Perhaps Safir is the one who's been close to Aloh lately." Alicia snorted coldly and turned her head to continue touching up her makeup. But after just a few seconds she sat up straight and kicked the leg of a chair hard. Pouting in dissatisfaction, she said, "Aloh, you're disturbing why rest I frowned at her." I had been silently looking at the problem and made a sound. More of the entire class was noisy with chitter and play. There were plenty of noises louder than mine. So I ignored her and continued discussing the problem with Safir. Suddenly a ballpoint pen flew from behind and hit my notebook, leaving a long black line. Damn it, I had just solved that problem. She leaned back in her chair, arms crossed, looking defiant. "We in class have done to welcome people from Class A. Business rebel and leave a bottom of his classroom that isn't welcome a top student has just picking a fight." I took a deep breath and retorted, "Alicia, you're a sick medicine." Don't act crazy here. Alice's face dark and completely her beak is glaring at me. Lisa and Martin beside her gasped in shock. I glared at her and turned to pick up MOI books. "Safir, let's go to the rooftop. Don't mind the lunatic." After seeing that, I grabbed the Sophia's hand and walked out. The noisy classroom fell silent and all eyes were on us. Behind me, Lisa whispered. "Where is he really with Safir?" She looked complicated but said nothing. Due to Alice's outburst, the long break was almost over. Safir and I agreed to meet at the milk tea shop after school to study. However, when evening came and I was picking up to leave Alicia airport at the classroom door. Given her behavior during the day, I didn't want to waste words and prepared to ignore her. She blocked my way. "I heard you want to get into Class A," I replied impatiently. "Yes, so what? I help you find a tutor," she said. Her voice unusually gentle and sweet. "The best one." "No need. I have Safir." Alice's expression turned sour, pouting in anger. "What does she know? More than you do." I brushed past her without looking back. Under Safir's tutoring, MOI grades improved rapidly. Several small tests yielded good results. But I was still some distance from returning to Class A. One day while working on a physics test, Martin ran back with a bag of snacks. "I heard you're getting a transfer student." MOI pen paused. "By MOI calculations, he should be arriving soon." The class bell rang, and just like in MOI past life, Alicia helped him into the classroom. He had gotten lost on HES way to report to Class F and was hit by a basketball injuring HES leg. I looked at Aita Makoto's face, which wasn't particularly handsome. He wasn't smart, but he was manipulative and opportunistic. Yet such a person made Alicia deal with her parents. Our docent even protest by going on a hunger streak just to make him her boyfriend. I witnessed their entire process of flirting, dating, breaking up, reconciling, and finally breaking up again. I took advantage of her vulnerability back then. Alicia deeply hair drank, herself into oblivion, and I stood by her side. I accompanied her when she drank, smoked, and suffered from insomnia. When she cried, I cried. When she left, I left. One night after she got drunk, she undid my belt. The next morning she was dead for a long time before saying she wanted to marry me. I left until I cried. I thought my deep perfection would not be in vain. Who knew that when our child was just 7 months old, the student out on a dirty behind my back, I was just a side note in the grand list that Makoto's seat was ranged in front of mine. Alicia helped him sit down carefully. He thanked her. Alicia shook her head and said it was nothing. My heart ached and I quickly laughed. My had tears welling up and almost falling. In my past life, I was arrogant and never considered the ordinary Aita Makoto a threat. But in this life, I just wanted to run away. After school, Safir came to me. "Алло, you говорите улунте." It was funny. Although Safir was my tutor, logically I should be the one treating her well. But she always bought me delicious things. She claimed it was to combine work and rest improving study FCC. I shook my head. "Safir, I want to drink." So we went to the night market behind the school, ordering beer and escorts. Since deciding to focus on my studies every time I met Safir, it was to study. IT was rare to relax like this. During the meal, neither of us paquet. She ate escorts yen husestichaula. I drank beer yen husestichaula. After eating and drinking, I was so drunk I could barely stand. She immediately reached out to support me. "No need. Don't be polite. I ate well, so it has the strength to carry you back." We toured a yard. Safir lifted one of my arms and placerade it over her shoulder, pink forearm round my waist. For so fragrant body to support a grown man's weight. She was so good that it painted me and made me want to live. I loved her to be happy. She stood by my side, not speaking if I didn't. After a while she finally spoke softly, I just want you to be happy. I let her support me my threat. I told until I knew about my past life experiences. No one could understand my pain. Even though I should hate certain people in this life, they had done nothing wrong, yet and I had no reason to. Safir supported me the entire way and I felt miserable the entire way. When we were just a block away from home, I exhaled so swiftly. Safir's life will be willful just this once. From now on, no one can make me see ROI. Alors, Safir's voice was soft. If you want to be willful, be willful. I comfort you. After all, I'm a good student. I don't need to study hard, so I have plenty of time. A wound filled my heart and I smiled silently. The midterm exams were approaching. I started studying even harder, hoping to get into class A as soon as possible. During semester, the item Makoto threw a paper ball at me, asking me to pass IT to release behind me. I was focused on reviewing the points Safir had marked for me, and the sudden interruption annoyed me. I remembered in my past life I also reacted this way, harboring the greatest hostility towards any boy who tried to get close to Urlish. I immediately appended the paper ball, finding a piece of chocolate and a doodle of a little ghost voice. I instantly got furious and unceremoniously declared my claim over Urlish, telling him not to waste his time. But during the break, he angrily grabbed the Ulitze's hint. The look Urlish gave me could have killed. Thinking about it, I just glanced at the paper ball and said, "Do it sells to the time. Just because you don't want to study doesn't mean others don't." Ita Makoto's face turned red with anger. "It's just a note. Do you really have to be like this if you love studying so much? Why are you in class? They might be looking down on me. I'm in class because I choose to be, not because I belong here." After seeing that, I stood up, gathered my things, and threw them on Ita Makoto's desk. "If you like pushing nowadays so much, fine, let's switch seats. Pass them all you want." Ita Makoto clenched his fist in anger. "W, are you targeting me? Not trying to take relief from you. I just wanted to thank her." Judging by his defensive tone, he must have heard about my powerfully pursuit of relish. Pushing this note was probably just to embarrass me. To but I no longer cared. First, you can chase whoever you want and thank whoever you want. IT has nothing to do with me. Second, I'm giving you a convenient opportunity. You should thank me. Then I pulled him up and sat in his seat. Honestly, I was tired of being stuck between these two. This was a good excuse to leave. In the end, I sincerely hoped these two would stick together and not harm others. At this point, Relish, who had been touching up her makeup, looked up and frowned at us, switching seats. "Hello, what do you mean by this?" Since you have to find me a tutor and I refuse, we aren't speaking in a while. I turned and smiled faintly, "Just helping you two out. No need to thank me." Ulitze's face turned sour. Ita Makoto sees the chance to pick up the paper ball. "Sorry for disturbing you. It's my fault. Relish, I noticed you didn't have breakfast. Want some chocolate?" Relish, still angry, impatiently slipped the paper ball from his hand. "I hate such." Ita Makoto clenched his fist secretly. I didn't bother watching their daily drama and continued studying. Soon the bell rang. I grabbed my cup to get some water, but Ita Makoto grabbed the tea first. With an innocent pleading look, he said, "I owe him sorry for what I said during semester. Let me get you some water as I apologize. Please forgive me." "No need. Not letting me get the water means you won't forgive me, you hate me. My temper troubled. Talking to this guy was exhausting. I just want to be friends." He continued shaking the cup. "Don't worry, I'll be quick." Ignoring my protest, he ran out. Martin was puzzled. "Is he okay?" I shrugged, saying I didn't understand. About 5 minutes later, Ita Makoto came back with hot water. "Hello, here you go." As I reached for it, he let go early, deliberately tipping the cup towards him. The steaming hot water spilled out a scalding witch's hint. Ita Makoto screamed in pain. "Hello, I just wanted to be friends." "Why won't you forgive me?" Which is showered through the entire class attention. "Can you believe a TA 16-year-old playing such childish, disgusting tricks? Are you setting that despite his poor background and academic performance, there must be some unknown charm in him that made Relish so deeply in love with him?" But since now I was about to lose my temper when Relish rushed over. "What shepherd did you get burned?" aita makota shortages retaskal dit hint, im wijn. Dan blima loch. Hidint minaiti. To moai surprise shignaret aita makota en kim straight to me checking moai hint keverly. Kurumper to aita makotas retaskal dit hintai only hite furet spates. Are you blind? Relisha yelt at aita makota. Chantivan holte kap of hadu out properly. Horward stan bot aita makota and me. Relisha fowers for drag get me to the infirmary. The dustus exactwords were, if you had come any later the wounds would have healed. Relisha cleared her throat looking cruel. On the way back we walked in silence. Almost at the classroom she suddenly spake. Aloch switched seats back. WHY, a long pause. Just before we reached the door she said, I take back what I said about Haitian Q. After a moment's hesitation she did, the day after tomorrow is my birthday. The whole class will be there. Can you come? I discovered Relisha was pregnant on her birthday. IT started when she usually had trouble sleeping, suddenly became lethargic and had an increased appetite. I bought a pregnancy test for her teacher, but she impatiently said it was impossible and continued clubbing, staying up late, putting on makeup, wearing high heels, and eating regularly. For her health, I intentionally drained the water from the toilet and tested her morning urine that she forgot to flush. Sure enough, 2 lines appeared. The moment I confirmed she was pregnant, I almost jumped with joy. I even went to the store and bought a gift box with a pair of baby socks inside. I thought this was the best gift from heaven for Relisha and me. She was willing to carry our child, and I wanted to give her a home to stay with her, whatever to give her a life, but much later I learned from Aita, Makota, that she had come that day to break up with me. The child was an accident and she didn't want IT at all. But she saw until if IT was my child or Aita Makota's. If IT was Aita Makota's, she was happy. If IT was mine, she hated IT. Unfortunately, it didn't turn out the way she wanted. The child was mine. Memories can be painful. I rubbed my temples. I have something to do, I can't go. The person behind me stopped her voice with and slightly pleading. It's the Marnaur view set to go to. You wait for you. I have something very important to tell you. I realized that Relisha and Aita Makota were both the same. They couldn't understand human words. I didn't respond and went straight into the classroom. That days quickly passed and soon it was 2 days late. All of my classmates had prepared birthday gifts for Relisha. Lisa had prepared a crystal ball and Martin put a bag of crunchy noodles in an empty box. He sneered at me. Relisha said to bully you. Giving her a bag of crunchy noodles is more than she deserves. I smirked and turned to see Aita Makota place a hairpin in a paper bag. No lova crudely made, likely bought from a roadside accessory shop. Too bad he didn't, nor Relisha never wore our own branded items. I continued my classes, took notes and did my homework until school ended. Everyone went to the car Ulitze's family had sent. I did the crowd went to an empty corner, took out a paper airplane from my pocket and burned a TV with a lighter. In this life, I decided to cut my losses, early stay away from toxic people and live my life well. I'm doing great and my future should be fine too. The only regret is a child who was hated by ideas on my trendy yet in a car accident. The fire quickly consumed the paper airplane. I thought if I have a chance to fall in love and get married in this life, please come back and be my child. I'm strong and clear-headed now. This time I protect you. I went home curled up in bed with a book and it started to rain heavily outside. At midnight, Relisha called me. I turned off my phone. In the middle of the night, my mother woke me up, seeing Relisha was in the yard. I glanced at the clock on the wall. It was 3 in the morning. The rain hadn't stopped. I went outside. She stood in the drizzle, her hair sticking to her face, her eyes covered with a layer of my story. Her first words were, "Why didn't you come holding an umbrella? I stood 5 or 6 steps away, not wanting to get closer. The umbrella was small and I didn't want to share it with her. I never said I would come." Relisha closed her eyes, took a deep breath. Fine, it that isn't matter. She opened her eyes, went to the car to get a kick and brought it to me. I waited for you to blow out the candles. I didn't move, watching the rain drip from her hair, her lips turning blue with cold. But I didn't feel any sympathy. Our eyes met and she saw the coldness in mine. Her smile faded and she sighed. "Alors, can't you just give in, please? Please show some mercy and acknowledge me. Don't look at me like that." My eyes fell on the kick in her hands. In the past, I was always the busiest on her birthday. Choosing gifts, baking the cake, writing cards, decorating the venue. I never expected anything in return, nor did I hope to blow out the candles with her. I just wanted her to be happy. I didn't know why this Relisha suddenly started caring about me in this life. But belated affection is worthless ingress. I no longer cared. Relish, don't you understand, I don't like you anymore. Not only do I not like you, but I also don't even want to be friends with you. And my words left her stunned. I switched seats with Aita Makoto to stay away from you. I aim to get into class A to be far from you. I said to like you and IT troubled you. I realize my mistake and we changed there. Relish shook her head vigorously. No, it's not like that, although I like you from the moment you ignored me. I realized my mistake. I wanted you to come to my birthday party to confess to you. I prepared flowers, fireworks, a treat who shandered love letter. Too late. Or maybe I'm just too vengeful. I learned my lesson after one heartbreak. Relish, let's end IT here. Don't come to me anymore. Our ties end here right now. The rain poured on the umbrella. We toured. Hesitating, I turned and out back in street. I was so stingy this time I didn't even lift for the cheap umbrella. The midterm exam results came out quickly. I made IT to the share stock 10 and was honored on the honor roll, which is full returning to Class A. On the day I picked up Martin Hagid me crying, "Brother Jim really going to miss you. Once you go to Class A we won't see each other so often." I gently punched his shoulder. "I come back often to see you. You should work hard too. If you get into Class A we can be just mates again." Martin wailed, "You might as well come in our Lisa give me in that book, hoping I will study hard and make progress every day, becoming the pride of Class F. Many other friends who had played with me all said a few words, give me snacks and some small trinkets. After saying goodbye to everyone, I prepared to leave with my backpack. Relish, who had been silent, came over and wanted to see me off. No need, I refused. Alice outstretched hand froze awkwardly. At that moment, Sophie walked in from outside, naturally linking her arm with mine, and under Alice's jewels gazes escorted me to Class A. At the door she entered first, hung my backpack on the desk beside her and patted the chair. Horace carried the in a smile. "Hello, who came back?" I smiled, sat down next to Sophia and extended my hand to her. "Nice to meet you again, Sophia." Imalo from Class A. 2 years passed in a flash. During this time, Relish occasionally came to Class A to find me. She brought me meals water and an umbrella when IT rained. She pursued me as fervently and unconditionally as I had pursued her in the past. But I gave no response. The greatest kindness I could offer in this life was not to hate or seek revenge. I put all my energy into improving myself. My goal was to avoid any more entanglements with these people and not repeat the tragedies of my past life. After the college entrance exams, Class F organized one last getting where Lish got drunk. With Rete, she cautiously approached me, hesitated for a long time, and finally asked, "Aloha, I just want to know back then you liked me so much." "WH, why did you suddenly stop liking me?" I thought for a moment and softly said, "I had a dream. In the dream you ain't very good to me." I rambled on a lot and strangely recounting it how I felt no emotional stirrings. It was as if the once vivid and painful memories were someone else's story. She listened intently. Blue eyes and her long lashes large and her eyes became as calm as a still human lake. I thought she would lay it off as a bad joke, but she looked at me seriously. "I love the leisure of the past life didn't live you, but the leisure of this life that is." I took a sip of a moai drink, feeling slightly tipsy. But the allure of this life isn't planning to wait. When the college entrance exam results came out, I applied to a university in the capital city, a city I liked and a major I was passionate about. I would no longer lure myself or live with or taste and so for anyone or anything. On the day I went to report to school, Lish came to see me off. In the bustling car powered, her eyes were filled with reluctance. She opened her arms and pouted, "Aloha, you might not see me for a long time after you leave. Can I have a hope before you go for college entrance exam results here and satisfactory so such as to retake the year?" This goodbye indeed meant we all wouldn't see each other for a long time. I took a step back, avoiding her touch. Cutting ties decisively was my approach in this life. Her voice was full of disappointment. "All right, I'll wait for me for a year. I come find you." I shook my head. "I won't wait. Don't waste your time." At that moment, the airport's public announcement system sounded. I turned and left without hesitation, not even saying a polite farewell. Behind me, Alice's was called out, "I won't listen to you, Aloha, I will come find you." I took out my earphones and put them in. On the plane, I found my seat and sat down. Then a sweetly cheap fragrance left aired over. I turned to my to see his with pretty face. Safir smiled at me. I look for the next 4 years it's you a turn to take care of me. All right.